Hey, I'm Andrew183. I just finished recording my Lady Sloth video and I cleared out my memory card because that was full and made myself a cup of tea because it's really cold in here. I just checked. We have this this little portable clock thing with a thermometer on it, and it's about 3 degrees colder in this room than the rest of the house. So yeah, that's the Jersey. It's really cold. So this video is about my gaming videos and what's happening with them. So first of all, how do I explain this? So first of all, I'm not dropping any of the series that I've got going. So I've got 3 series going at the moment. One is Nancy Drew, Alibi and Ashes. The other is Eve, and the most recent one is Valkyria Chronicles. Now, with Alibi and Ashes and Eve, I have both of those on my old laptop, so I have to record it on there. Now, one of the reasons why things haven't been getting done lately is because I got a new laptop, and so things are like some of it's on the new one, some of it's on the old one. Like the Nancy Drew and Eve stuff is all on the old one, all the Photoshop stuff is on the old one, so all the thumbnails, all the end cards, and Photoshop itself is on my old laptop, but the new gameplay is on my new laptop, and I'm recording on my new laptop. Well, I recorded on my new laptop, I haven't recorded for a little while. So there's that, and of course I got a game capture card so that I could get stuff with my PS4, but at the moment my dad has kind of pilfered the monitor so that he can try and fix one of the other computers that doesn't have a monitor. We have a lot of computers in this house, it's insane. So I currently can't do anything on the PS4 because I have no monitor. Also I set up my new laptop where my monitor was and moved my monitor so that I could use that as a secondary monitor alongside my laptop, but there's not much room for it, and there is a lot of cables, and the setup is good for my laptop but not so much for my PS4 and recording on my PS4. So Valkyria Chronicles side, and then also I've been meaning to get a whole lot of memory, so I need hard drives pretty much. I'm planning to get a couple of hard drives and enclosure for them so that I can hook them up to my laptop and just have them there, because I currently have a 1TB backup portable drive, but it's got pre-installed stuff and it's only a terabyte, and like I can back up the stuff on my laptops, but I can't really store anything new on it, which is what I want to do for my videos and my recordings, because they take up a lot of space. A lot of space. So I really want to like move them. Yeah, I haven't been able to get them yet for a reasonable price, so this is next on my list though. I'll get there. And then the major reason why I haven't been putting videos out is because of the editing. Now, I like editing. I quite enjoy doing it, and I don't find it excessively hard to do. However, I'm currently in between programs at the moment. I used to use Lightworks, the free version of Lightworks, on my old laptop, and I tried a little bit on my new laptop, but not much. I didn't really get far because I didn't have all the files, so. And that was alright for a bit. That was really good starting out because, for one, it was free, and it had more control than the beginner program. So, like, I could do a lot more with that than Windows Media Maker, which I've hated from the start. I had to do a couple of videos when I was back in college. This was a rather long time ago, and we had to do that, and I didn't enjoy it. It was alright, but and then like a couple of years later we had to make a music video, and that didn't turn out very well. So like, I've never really liked Windows Movie Maker or the built-in video editing program that comes with MacBooks. I don't know the name of it, I don't have a Mac, but we used Macs at school. I didn't like that either. I think it was because of the control aspect of it. And I wasn't really watching YouTube videos, so I didn't have, and I'd only really started, well, we'd only really started analysing films and etc. in English and social studies and such. So I didn't have a good grasp of the types of things that you do see in movies and how you can pull off certain types of things, and I hadn't gotten started with photography because I do photography in my spare time, and which is why I have the camera to be able to record things and how I know how to do stuff. Yeah. But yeah, that was all well and good when I started out. Lightworks was good. It had much more control than anything else of that price range. It was a really good intermediate, is a really good intermediate video editor. However, I started having problems with it. One of the major problems was the audio would get unsynced. And I don't mean the waveforms were fine, they were synced with the video great. But when I played it in the preview to figure out where I needed to cut it and where I needed to do things to the audio, it would unsync, and it would not be in line with the waveforms. It would play at a different time to the waveforms, and there was no problems before I put it into the editor, and there were no problems after I'd rendered it out. It was just while I was editing. And that was a bit annoying, but I could get past it because I could recognise the waveforms and figure out where the video was up to based on reading my own lips and looking at the waveforms. Then the video went. What happened was I'd be editing, the audio may or may not have been in sync, and the video would freeze, or it would stutter. This was while I was playing in preview, and it would stay on that frame, or it would be a couple of frames behind, or a couple of frames forward, and I thought, shit, this isn't good, and I tried a lot of things to fix it. I really did. And then sometimes I'd just work around it and work off what I heard, and I'd make sure that the audio was currently synced to the waveforms, but then that went out. And so my audio wasn't in sync with the waveforms, my video wasn't in sync with the with what was on the timeline, and everything was pretty much screwed at this point. Because I couldn't edit, I couldn't sync things up properly. So it was a bit of a nightmare. And then, in addition to this, I tried to do a collab or two with my best friend Abby-chan, which we would share between both of our channels. But of course, what she was recording was in a different frame rate from mine, wasn't it? So like she'd given me, like, she didn't know about this, like she didn't know the technical aspects of it, and I didn't really at the time either. Like, I didn't check to see that her video camera was recording in the same thing that my camera was. But yeah, so she sent me through the video so that I could work on it, and Lightworks had a bit of a hissy fit, which is understandable because it is an issue that not a lot of video editors can cope with, but Lightworks could not cope with it at all, and it completely derailed the syncing on the timeline and as I was previewing it, and it simply wouldn't let me bring stuff in. So that's the reason why you never saw that collab. In the future I might redo it, re-edit it in a different program, but I don't know. Then after I got my laptop, I was like, okay, this is cool. I installed Lightworks. It was still being a bit iffy, but I could do stuff, which was the important thing. And then I got the same problems on my new laptop. And I was like, okay, this definitely isn't my laptop, because my old one was getting a bit slow. But my current laptop has a lot of processing power, but Lightworks wouldn't do things. So I decided, well, okay, this must be Lightworks. This isn't my laptop. This is definitely Lightworks. No. Previously in the year I'd had to download a trial of Adobe InDesign for the university year page, which I was doing. So I did that. I got that done in like a week or so, because I got it done within the time that I had it for, so that was all cool. Then I thought, well, why don't I just download the trial? Like, I've been looking at Adobe Premiere for ages and ages to see if I should just switch to it. So I decided to download the trial, and that was all good. I found it quite intuitive for me because I work with Photoshop quite a lot. So the layout and how it works was quite intuitive, and I could learn very fast. I could learn how to do things in Adobe Premiere very quickly. So I got, I think, the first 2 videos of Valkyrie Chronicles. The first 2? Yeah, something like that. So I got them done. So I did both of those in Adobe Premiere. And then my trial ran out, so I was like, okay, this is fine. I knew this was going to happen. I've also been looking at Sony Vegas. So I was like, okay, I'll go and download the trial of Sony Vegas. So I did that, and that was all good. That downloaded fine. And I had a try of that, and that was alright. I found that harder to learn than Adobe for me, just because I'm really used to Adobe products. But once I learned how to do stuff in Sony Vegas, it was very easy to do. However, I did stuff on it, and like I edited the majority of the Valkyrie Chronicles that you haven't seen, and that. And then I went away because like it was a lot that I had to do with it. So I went away for a couple of days. I came back to it, and I had to relearn it. I found that I had to relearn everything that I'd already learnt, and it wasn't. Yeah, it was a bit harder, but I don't know, I'm still debating whether like, they were both good. The only issue I had with Adobe Premiere is that also has an issue with different frame rates, and I came across this because I didn't realise that my capture card was capturing in a different frame rate to my camera. And of course I put them both in the same, so, and it was a different resolution, and I was like, oh shit. Okay. And that was a little bit, it was okay, but it wasn't the easiest issue to get around, whereas in Sony Vegas it was very easy. I just put the one with, I don't know, it was high or low or something. I think I put the 720p in one first. Yeah, that's right, because otherwise it would be upscaled. So I put the gameplay footage in, and then I put the camera footage in, and it was fine. It didn't, as far as I could see, it was still relatively good quality. I don't upload it 1080p anyway because I don't have the connection to be able to do it, or the memory to store the captures for it. That might change. That will hopefully change soon. But I didn't notice any frames being dropped, and it was generally good. Like it came out relatively well. Actually no, I haven't got that out because I have to do the end card on my other laptop and then the thumbnail on my other laptop. It's a bit of a pain, really. This is why I need memory, so that I can just put everything on it and be like, I have it. Yeah, and the thing with the trial of Sony Vegas is that you can only... There's gonna be a thumbnail on it that says Sony Vegas unless I render it out in a certain format, but it might not be the best quality, so I don't know. And both of them are quite a investment. Sony Vegas is, well, something like $500-600 US, which is close on $1,000 New Zealand. like it's quite a bit. And then I don't remember what Adobe Premiere is a month, but I think that would work out to be like 200 and something Australian, and so that's, oh no, somewhere between $200 and $300 New Zealand a year. So short term that's better, but yeah, so there's that. And I'm currently working 3 days a week, and I'm absolutely shattered for the other 4. So I haven't been able to really get much going, and to kind of compensate for this, I decided to just be like, okay, I decided to make a setup for streaming. So I have that, but I don't know about it. I have to find a time when 1 or 2 of my friends are free, so that they can come into the stream and make sure that it's not horrible. And I just have to design a couple more things by it. And that might be like once or twice a fortnight, or once or twice a month, I don't know. I'll tweet out about it anyway. Like I said, I'm not dropping any of these series. What I want to do for both Eve and Nancy is make the episodes quite a bit longer, especially for Nancy, because it takes me a while to do things. So like upwards of about half an hour episodes, like maybe an hour, depending. And I just want to get those done, because even though I do love them, it's something that I want to finish. They will be coming sometime in the future, so yeah. Tell me down in the comments what you think. Yeah, hopefully I'll get my shit sorted soon. Anyway, thank you so much for sticking to the end of this video. It is a lot of rambling. Hopefully I cut quite a bit of that out. But yeah, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye bye.